Hi friends, welcome to Rishi Learns Tech. Today I would like to discuss with you about inferential statistics. So inferential statistics is actually a part of statistics that we have to study in the core level. Then only we can understand how a machine learning project is using this inferential statistics for cleaning the data and understanding or analyzing the data. So for that we have to understand the basic concepts that I am discussing in this video. So which will be giving giving you a better clarity of why this is used. So before diving into inferential statistics, what I have to talk about is the main concepts of descriptive statistics, which we already know. So the main concepts is that measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion. So the measure of central tendency will include the calculation of mean, median, and mode of a particular data. And measure of dispersion means the range, variance, standard deviation, these concepts, as well as two additional topics that we have to understand is skewness and kurtosis. When coming to measure of central tendency, the mean will represent the average value of the particular data. The median will be the middle element of the whole data, and mode will represent the now a data which is coming too frequently in a particular set after it's sorted. So after sorting we will count the number of each unique data, and one with highest count will be considered as the mode. So in the measure of dispersion, it will tell you actually how much the data is spread. So for understanding this we are using three parameters: range, variance, and standard deviation. Range is actually the difference between the maximum element and minimum element. Variance we can find it using one particular equation, and standard deviation is the root of variance. Skewness is actually the measure of asymmetry. So when the data is symmetric, the skew will be zero. That means mean will be equal to median and it will be equal to mode. Mean is equal to median is equal to mode. In if this is the case, it will be normal distribution, and there are if it's asymmetric, it will be either right symmetric or left symmetric. So right symmetric we can say it is positive skewed, and left symmetric we can say it is negatively skewed. So in the right skewed, the mean will be greater than median, it will be greater than mode. And if it's less left skewed, the mean will be less than median and it will be less than mode. So this is the conditions of a skewness. So it is actually measuring the asymmetric. So the next important topic is kurtosis. So kurtosis means the tailedness or the extremity of the values in a distribution. So this is actually kurtosis. So when we are plotting a graph, actually generally in the normal case the kurtosis will be 3. This kurtosis will also help us to analyze the risk of the data. If the kurtosis is normal, we can say it is mesokurtic. If the kurtosis is higher, we can say it is leptokurtic. And if the kurtosis is lower than 3, we can say it's platykurtic. So at the point of 3, the kurtosis will be mesokurtic. If it's greater than, if the value is greater than 3, it's leptokurtic, and if the value is less than 3, it is platykurtic. So the basic thing that we should understand when we are going into the inferential statistics is that we have to understand what is population and what is a sample. So population is actually the entire set of the data that is already given to us. So from this entire set, we will be taking some amount of samples, and we will be analyzing this sample. So that the entire rows or the entire data that is given is called the population, and we will consider multiple samples from this entire population to analyze some parameters. So we will be analyzing the parameters on samples. For example, from if there is a population of 100 data, we will be creating samples of 10 datas. We will be creating 10 samples of 10 datas. Otherwise, we can create 5 samples of 20 data, or in any way. So what we will be doing is that we will find the mean, the variance, standard deviation. So we will find all these kind of discrete statistics and discrete statistical parameters on the sample, and we will apply all these things into the multiple samples that we have collected. And what we will do is we will generalize. So from each of the values of the sample, we will generalize this parameter in the measure of dispersion to the population. So first we will be taking an entire population. We will be dividing into many samples, and from each of these sample we will find out the parameter values, and then we will be generalizing this value to the actual population that we have already taken. So this is the basic ideology that we are doing in inferential statistics. We already said that we are taking out samples from the entire set of population. So there are 4 different methods that we are mainly using for sampling. This is known as sampling techniques. So the first one is simple random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and clustered sampling. So in simple random sampling, what we are doing is we will be picking that every data points will be considered equal. Everyone will have equal priority, and we will be picking up the samples randomly. In the stratified data sampling technique, we will be splitting the entire data set into multiple groups, and we will be picking the data, sample data from each of the groups separately, and each of the groups will be considered as every group will be considered equally. In the systematic data sampling technique, we will be picking every kth element. The k may be any value, so we will be generally taking a particular multiples of any row, so that it will be considered, every data will be considered like, oh, that particular multiple will be considered as a priority. And the last one is clustered indexing. So in clustered indexing, what we are doing is we will be creating some groups as we have said in the stratified sampling, and some group will be entirely considered for as a sample. So this is the main difference. So we are using actually 2 methods for generalizing the parameters from each of the sample. We'll be using either point estimation or interval estimation. So in the point estimation, the output will be a single value, and in interval estimation, the output will be a range. Generally, we are using this range or interval estimation, and one of the main concept that we have to understand is the confidence interval that we will be discussing right now. And point estimation is calculating a single value from each of these samples. So interval estimation is more considered than point estimation. Now let us talk about what is confidence interval. So actually why we are finding this confidence interval is that actually we have already found the point estimation, but the issue is that as we have taken multiple samples and we are generalizing, when the point estimation is taken, there will be some minor variation of that value from the actual value of the entire population. So what we will do is take we will consider to create a range, and that range will be the 95% range. In 95% of the values of actual population parameter will be coming in this interval, so that we can ensure. So this, for this insurance, we are considering or creating interval estimation, and for that we are considering confidence interval. So we will be taking 95% as a value. We can take 90 percentage or 99 percentage also, but for an optimized uh, calculation we will be performing 95 percentage confidence interval, so that the actual value will be in that particular range that we are giving after calculating confidence interval. So these all are the topics that I had to cover in this particular video. So I have covered about descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, the basic concepts of all these topics. So in the next video it will be continuation. I will be talking about hypothesis testing, which is one of the main concepts which is coming as a continuation of this statistics. It is application. So we'll be discussing on that particular topic in the next video. So thank you for watching until this much time. I think that you have understood the concepts that I have told. Please go and refer other materials, and I will also put the link of my Medium blog about this particular topics and other topics that I have already created or already written. I'll be putting the link of my Medium blog in the description below. Kindly check out that. So after watching this video, go through the Medium blog and read the concepts. So while reading, you will understand more. And kindly go to my channel and watch the other videos as well. In this video I am trying to create machine learning projects and concepts that we have to conduct, that we have to understand from the scratch. So I think it will be helpful for you. So whenever there is an improvement required, I will be creating updated videos on that also. So kindly support, and thank you for watching my video this much time. So until we see in the next video, bye.